In the last episode, I finally managed to drive this Mini JCW for the first time. Now, 3 weeks later, I'm going to give you an update as to how it's been driving, any problems that have arisen, and any fixes I've had to do along the way. Also, I'm going to give you a full rundown of exactly how much it's cost me, fees, tools, parts, everything, to get this car back on the road. Do you know what? I've enjoyed doing this so much. I want to do it again. You'll have seen a car hanging around in the background whilst I've been on this job. And that's going to be the next project, because I want to get that finished and try and get it sold. It will then release funds for me to be able to buy another car, of which I want you with me all the way through that journey. If you've not watched previous videos on this, where have you been? And if you've not subscribed, why not? It's free. It's free. Click the button, hit the subscribe. You'll get notifications and you'll never miss another episode. Right, we're going to go back to base. It's a little drive home. When we get back there, I'm going to let you know exactly how the car's been driving. It is fun. Also, for what it is, it's a 1.6 4-cylinder, 210 horsepower straight out of the factory. My wife's been using this as a daily, and we've been using this car now for 3 to 4 weeks. In that 3 to 4 weeks, we've had no leaks whatsoever. No oil leaks, no coolant leaks. The only problems that we have had, I have got an issue with the brake light that keeps going out. We're going to fix that as soon as we get back. I have got myself an hotel. However, I had to buy this myself. We are not sponsored in any way whatsoever, shape or form. And to be able to diagnose things, which I think is kind of one of the hardest things to do when you're not a mechanic. So, diagnostics. We press this button up here. Auto detect the VIN. Right, we'll get this on. So, diagnosis. Auto scan. One fault. FRM module. Brake codes. Brake light on the right, faulty. And it says present. Now, this is a problem that I've had from the start. It was on the left and I switched bulbs, and now it's on the right. So I think it's obviously something to do with the bulb and it not catching quite right. When I change it around again, it keeps coming up. This one comes up with the ID of CCID134. And on the back of this particular Mini, we have these lights. There is a brake light bulb at the top and a brake light bulb at the bottom. I'll show you. Old faithful Stanley against that. Right. So one bulb down there is on. That one's not. That one is on. And you can see that one's on as well. So I've been having a problem, but as you can see, that is the only problem that I have throughout. Everything else has a pass. Now, if your lights are anything like mine, when you get to this point, is when you're wondering what the hell is going on, and you can't get them out. And that is because, so I'll have to remove that cover inside there. On top of these lights, I can get to them, I can get to the underneath. Get to the underneath. So these are held in by literally a clip there and a clip on the bottom. If you can get your hand in from underneath and remove one of those clips, it's much easier. So this is the problem bulb. Right, so when it turns, if it bounces, got flash on and off just by touching it. Simple fix in the end. These at the top just weren't catching, so I bent them back, and now we seem to be sorted. Perfect. Right, okay, job done. Just pop that back on there. Right, let's turn the car on. Put auto scan again. We are pressing that brake. Pass, no fault. Absolutely nil, nada. Perfect. Apart from that, the only other fault that I've had, and it's not actually a fault code, is when I took my boys out the other day and we were just going down the country lane. That over there decided to come wobbly. Now, my lad that was in the front at the time reached down, managed to grab it and save it, because everything costs these days, doesn't it? We have got some sticky pads which we are hoping will make this right again. Some will come off easy, some they don't. There we go. See if this will do the trick. I think we're on. Cool. But there we go. Working perfect. That was it. That was the only two problems I was having. Nothing seems to be coming up. And we have check info. Check OK. Right, now that that's sorted, it's on to finding out how much this build actually cost me. So this is what I've come up with to be able to reveal the true cost of getting this JCW back on the road. So I finally worked out everything. Now, it did take a while because this has been going on for quite a few months. However, we finally got some totals. So, tools. Crank pulley off. Oh, is this not going to work? Right, let's hold it. £352.14 were spent on tools. Next up, trailer hire. So trailer hire was £75, and fuel cost was also £75. This is way cheaper than what I was quoted by Copart. Copart quoted me £500 to deliver the car. So I hired a trailer, drove there and back in the day, and that only cost me 150 quid. So a saving of £350. There's no arguments when you consider what I've spent on parts. Parts cost me a total £2,050, 89 pence. There was a lot of parts. Literally, I've taken this engine apart. So we went right down to the bottom with having to get new piston bearings, piston rings, new fluids, new gaskets, new seals, literally anything and everything, alternators, water pumps, everything is in that parts cost. The car was a total, I bid, or I bought it for, £1,850. Now, all the fees on top of that came to, bearing in mind I did buy this at Copart, so all the fees came to £526.80. So the all over cost of buying that car from Copart before it even started paying out was £2,376.80. Yeah, now some people might think that that was quite a dear buy for something that wasn't running. However, it was the cheapest JCW in the UK at the time, probably for that reason. So the total cost of everything here is £4,929.83. However, those tools that I've had to buy for this are not all one-time use. I'll be able to use them again. So we're going to take that total off. the tools, which was 352.14, and that leaves me with £4,577 69 pence. That's what the car owes me. That's how much I've spent on it. But this car was never a project to build and sell. My wife needed a car, and I've always wanted to work with the JCW, and I've always wanted one since I was a kid, and we finally managed to get one, and I managed to get this back on the road, and it sounds sweet. There are no water leaks, there are no oil leaks. The engine's now bone dry. It's a reconditioned engine with over 2,000 pounds of parts on it. It's only done 94,000 miles. Everything else sounds sweet. Suspension sounds sweet. It runs really well. The interior is really good. There's a few knocks on the outside of the bodywork they could do with fixing. But for £4,577 and 69 pence for a 2010 R56 JCW, what do you think? Did I spend my money wisely? Is it actually worth it when you consider what's on the market at the moment? I don't think that's a bad price for a JCW. Let me know what you think in the comments. I would be interested to know. I really enjoyed doing all this, and I want to do it again. But to do that, I now need funds. Before my missus was driving this car, she was driving a blue Mini. You may have seen it before, hanging around on the back of the driveway. Now it's not been used for the last 5 or 6 weeks. Hence the condition it's in at the moment. But this was running well. However, it did have an overboost problem. So my job next, or my project next, is to get this as clean and as tidy. We're going to refresh the wheels, give it a full valet, check that the engine is not leaking any fluids, because I think there was a little oil leak, and get this up for sale because I need to fund the next project. I've got my eye on a couple of cars, but without the gains from this, I ain't going to be going any further. So that's the next project. Blue car coming next. Keep your eye out for that. But as for the total, that is everything I spent. Tools, trailer hire, fuel, parts, car, and fees. Total, minus the tools because I can use them again, £4,577 69 pence. Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you think that is a fairly decent price. I've now got a JCW on the road, running perfect, with a reconditioned engine at 94,000 miles. I don't think it's done too bad. Let me know what you think. If you've enjoyed watching this video, please hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.